Live from Studio B and KPRC2. Houston Life starts now.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Houston Life on this Friday Eve, April 14th. Derek is off today, and we got Joe Sam joining in today. It's great to see you.
It really is. Anytime you say Friday Eve, I get really excited.
I know, and we were on the same wavelength. Apparently, we got the Army Green memo for today.
I love
There is a little story about the green color in fashion, so we're going to have more on that. Plus, today on the big show here on Houston Life, we're going to introduce you to two chefs who are the artists with this unique food they're serving up that looks like it belongs in an art gallery.
Just beautiful. Plus, it's a must-see magical show for the family. Disney on Ice.
There she is.
I love Lauren. They're back here in Houston, and we're live on the rink.
I can't wait for that. Ooh, we got ice skating going on. And Trend Watch, as we were saying, we are sharing 3 different ways to try out a bold new trend that are all on point and, more importantly, affordable.
Yeah,
Joe.
we love saving some money. But before we get to all of that, let's get a check of the forecast with Frank. Tell us something good, Frank.
I'm not wearing green. I didn't know. I didn't get the green memo.
You have to open up your email.
Right.
It's blue out there. That's the color of the day. It's
Very true.
absolutely gorgeous. Take a look at this sky. And temperatures and humidity. Temperatures are up a bit. Humidity, not so much. We got humidity right around 20%. So I know, right? So we've got those numbers, though, because the air is so dry, going right up there to 79, 82, 84 in Sugar Land right now. So it's nice and mild. But I tell you what, that afternoon walk or jog or take the dog out, 20, 21% the humidity. The wind's a bit strong. And I wanted to mention Galveston. It's a beautiful day down there. So if you're headed down there, make the most of it. But with those east-northeast winds, a high rip current risk. And that's all the way down the coast to Surfside on down toward Matagorda. I want to make sure everybody knows about that. We could see it all weekend. By the way, tonight, Space Cowboys. And guess what? It's Thirsty Thursday. $2 beer and soft drinks. How about that?
Like it, Frank.
We both do.
I know. Sign us up for that. It's a great thing. Friday Eve, Thirsty Thursday. We're going to figure all the things.
Yep.
Way to go. All right, we'll see you in a bit for a check-in.
Absolutely. Now, this is something that's really cool. Have you been on Twitter lately?
You know, I do, like once or twice a day.
Oh, okay. I stay on there constantly. And then what was just recently announced was Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has $43 billion to spend, and he's spending it trying to get Twitter. So
like he's just gonna, he wants to buy it.
He's going to dish out the money. And this is the thing. He's worth about over $277 billion. So he has the money to spend, right?
Right.
So he's going to send it out there and trying to get this. He's made a tweet that says, hey, I made an offer.
Okay.
And that was it. And he posted the following with that as well. So a lot of people have been asking questions. Is he going to take it? Is he not? Twitter said that they're still in talks right now.
Okay.
But they haven't made an agreement with him yet on if they're going to go ahead and give that up to him. But he's going to do some really cool things with it. He's been constantly on Twitter criticizing them for the way they go about doing things. He wants them to be a private company rather than a publicly open company.
Okay.
So he's been doing a lot of things in there, and he says that if he does get it, that he is going to spend some of the money and turn their San Francisco headquarters into a homeless shelter.
Oh,
so
wow.
I think that's
Yeah.
pretty cool with what he's thinking about doing with it.
Absolutely, but he filed the paperwork. I mean, he definitely has the cash to back up the
got
offer.
the moolah.
So, okay, we'll have to wait and see what happens.
I want to
here.
see what he's going to do with Twitter if he does take over it. If that does happen,
Right.
what kind of platform is it going to look like?
Interesting stuff,
Because, you know,
Joe.
he's public. He wants it to be free speech.
Yeah.
And he says a lot on Twitter.
He certainly does. Good point there. Okay, so we've got a deadline looming. Y'all know tax day is fast approaching, and this year it's April 18th because of the Easter holiday. The big question, besides if you filed, are you going to spend it if you get a refund, or are you going to save it?
Mine is already gone.
Oh. Oh,
I was one of
okay.
the first people to file, like I do
for
every
you.
single. Yeah, I try and make sure I get that in there. And what happens is I think about saving the money and putting some in savings, but before you know it, I didn't spend it all.
Good intentions is what we like to say.
Right.
According to LendingTree, they did a survey. We love a good survey here at Houston Life. And they found in the survey that more than half, almost half the people they surveyed said they were going to save it this year.
Oh.
We're looking at an average refund. This is an average across the board of about $3,200, more than 100. So you're part of this.
Yes.
More than 81 million Americans have already filed that return. The IRS, speaking of Elon writing a check, the IRS has already sent out more than $188 billion in refunds so far.
They're moving pretty quick because
They're
they're
moving good.
usually a little slow with giving those refunds back, but
Yeah.
they're moving quick this year.
Well, and a lot of people say they're saving it because, you know, everything's costing more now.
Right.
We've got food, we've got gas, everything. So they're saying sometimes this refund check is the biggest check that people will get all year long.
You never know what's going to happen. So
Yeah.
that could be that emergency money for anybody.
Right.
Especially with some people getting back some big refund checks.
Yeah.
Which they need to call me over for dinner.
Right? I like that. Some wine or something. Also, speaking of, you know, spending and whatever, we're getting excited about dates. Of course, something really cool is happening at the Juice Box, of course, Minute Maid Park. Listen to this. It's going to be one of the first in MLB to use Amazon's Just Walk Out technology.
I heard about this technology.
So cool, right?
It is.
So it basically is a grab between inning snacks or, you know, with no checkout. What you would have to do is swipe your credit card once you enter the stadium. And then it's sort of, you know, it's done. It's like a done deal for you. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to purchase alcohol, you do have to show an ID. There'll be somebody there. It's not just going to go on the honor system there. But this is one of the first kind of walkout technology that MLB is using. I think it's really cool because, you know, the lines get long. You're waiting for people, and then you can't figure out what they want, and somebody else is in the bathroom, and so it just kind of goes. If you know what you want and you're an easy, you know, I see my popcorn and my Diet Coke, then we're good.
I'm ready for any type of candy. You know, I'm a sweets person, so I think it's going to be good because now people can really just enjoy the game and just sit back and relax and have the snacks ready to go.
I like it, and I'm ready for my sweets too.
I am, and you know
coming.
what's something else? Speaking of being sweet, this is really sweet, you guys. Speaking of Minute Maid Park, the entire Houston Life team is going to be out there live on Monday. I'm excited about this.
I can't wait.
Every time for Astros home opener, the prize wheel is also going to be coming with us. You know we love spinning that wheel,
We do.
Courtney. And
We
this
love
is gonna
giving
be
out all
good.
the prizes.
We do, and this is going to be a workout this time because we're going to be spinning the wheel 10 times throughout the day. Yes, let's do it. This is going to be fun for all of our insiders. So if you haven't already signed up to be an insider, make sure you go on the KPRC2 insider page and enter our contest on clicktohouston.com/contest. Please remember that, everybody. It's free to join, and you'll have a chance to win some great prizes during our live coverage, like autographed collectibles, game tickets, and so many other prizes. But guess what? The deadline to enter is tomorrow at 9 a.m., so you need to get up there and enter and win.
Yeah, and if you're not an insider, seriously, what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
It's the coolest thing around.
Oh, I'm ready to spin that old prize wheel.
I know. We're going to have so much fun. Opening day, of course, for the Astros at home. We can't wait for that series as well. And if you haven't been watching, what are you waiting for? We're talking about Top Chef. Our hometown favorite chef, Evelyn, is really a top contender in this competition. Last week, amazing. She won the full challenge dedicated to Texas Trailblazers. Now, they all had to cook brisket, which is not easy. They had to smoke it.
Yeah, you really got to be good with that.
You got to be real good. They had to trim it and do the whole thing. Her dish was inspired by Selena. Selena's sister, Suzette, was there for the tasting. She was part of Judge's Table. And on tonight's episode, you're going to see another familiar Houston hotspot, the Museum of Natural Science, for a Jurassic Park-inspired challenge. Again, this airs at 7 p.m. on Bravo. It usually takes me a good 24 hours for me to watch the episode, so we'll talk about it maybe on Sunday.
We will. Yeah, I'm excited for it because Top Chef is such an intense competition.
So
she's coming in with the skills. Yeah, and the food looks so good.
It looks so good, and our city looks even better.
Right. That's what I like to say. They're putting us on the map once again.
I love it. Good places to be.
And this is something that we want to make sure that everybody gets out there. We want you guys to get on Facebook because our question of the day ties into this. We want to hear from you. If you had to pick one dish to represent Houston, our beautiful city, what would it be and why? And of course, we have those comments already coming in. Let's take a look. All right, we have Linda. She writes in, some Shipley donuts. Everybody loves that. Growing up, of course, that would be our Sunday evening food. My dad would know the time they made them fresh, and there was nothing like a warm, fresh donut.
Oh, let me tell you something about the Shipley, okay? It is good, and I get it. January Fox writes in, Vietnamese crawfish specifically, many people have had the dry spice or marinated versions, but Vietnamese style is a Houston treat. I'm super thankful for how diverse Houston is, as are we.
You know I love me some crawfish being from Louisiana. They have so many different styles here in Houston.
So good.
And Christopher writes in, a casserole, because they're usually made up of many different ingredients, as Houston, as has a variety of ingredients or people. Just like I said, the diversity that's represented here in our city. So great comments coming in. We want you guys to head over to our Houston Life Facebook page. Join that conversation. We'll share more of your comments later on. We love talking about food.
We do. I love a good casserole, but I'm going to have to go with chips and queso. You know, sometimes you just got to stop it all and grab your chips and queso.
I'm going to be a regular person and say the barbecue.
Yeah, that's good. It's not regular, though. That's good because, you know, Texas barbecue ain't like anything else.
This is true. All right, you guys, still to come. You know them from the opening theme of Fixer Upper. Husband and wife duo Johnny Swim chat about working with their famous pals, Chip and Joanna Gain, from bringing their new music to Houston.
Oh, such a dynamic duo. But first, a Fort Bend County teen lost her life to cancer, but not before making a huge impact on others. Hear how her generous spirit is making a difference around the world. Houston Life. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Houston Life. It's time now for our H-Town sit down, and let's meet today's guests. Alyssa Ferguson was born on January 7th, 2002, and passed away at the young age of 15 after a courageous battle with a form of brain cancer. During her cancer battle, she used her Make-A-Wish Foundation to drill a well in Zimbabwe for those without access to clean water. This week, Fort Bend ISD announced plans to name a new school after Alyssa. It'll be in the Siena area and open the fall of 2023. Today's H-Town sit-down guest, Alyssa's family. And we'd like to welcome now Scott, Sandy, and Jenna Ferguson. Come on out, family. Great to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Sandy, Jenna, come on, sit down on the couch. Nice to meet y'all. We are so honored to have you here on such a special day. And Scott, let me first start with you. We heard a little bit about Alyssa's story, and I can only imagine as a family when that diagnosis first came through. I know it's so difficult to talk about, but you've probably all learned so much from her. But can you bring us back to that moment when that diagnosis happened?
Whew, that was a hard moment.
Yeah.
You know, the doctor said, this is brain cancer, you need to go straight to the hospital. And so we were immediately admitted at MD Anderson, and she had surgery the next day. And then from there, we started that journey that no one ever wants to be on.
No one ever wants to be on, and I can only imagine, Sandy, the impact not only that Alyssa had on your family, but when you see the impact that she had on strangers, that must be an incredible legacy for you as a mom to see that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's something that's, you keep seeing the people that she's touched again and again and again, and even 5 years later, this special gift that has been brought to us, it's incredible.
And you know, Jenna, you're her sister, and I know this talking about Alyssa's probably doesn't get easier. There's lots of emotions that come up with this, but you must be so proud of your sister today.
Yes, I'm extremely proud. I think that it's amazing that what she wanted to do, especially with this school. She actually grew up saying she always wanted to be a teacher, and actually a third grade teacher, so an elementary school. So it's crazy that they're naming a school after her and an elementary school in itself. I feel like it's continuing on her legacy. It's
a beautiful legacy. It's a beautiful story, and that line. I feel like there's no coincidences in life, so things happen for a reason. She's here. She kind of sent the moment, right? Scott, let's talk about the Make-A-Wish Foundation, because she did something really special with her wish.
She did. So when the Make-A-Wish Foundation came to her and they said, dream big, do what you want to do, where do you want to go, who do you want to meet? And she thought of a song by a singer named Matthew West called Do Something. And in that song, part of the lyrics say, you know, I was tired of watching children being sold into slavery and people living in poverty. And I shook my fist at heaven and said, God, why don't you do something? And he said, I did. I created you. So she said, I want to do something with my wish. And she had read a book in school called A Long Walk to Water, and she said, my do something is going to be, I want a well dug in Africa for a village that doesn't have water.
What an incredible young woman. We're seeing some of these photos, and this is the village?
It is. That's the village, and it's built right next to a school. And so those children used to not get to go to school.
Yeah.
Because they had to go down to the watering hole, and it took all day to go get that water and then come back. And so now that they put the water well, a fresh water right next to the school has exploded. Kids can go get the water and their education.
Yeah, I love that. And 8 wells have now been dug because of the mission that she started. And this is so wonderful about the school being named in her honor. I can only imagine, can I get you to go back to that moment when you found out that this was going to happen for your daughter?
Absolutely.
Well, Scott sent me a text and said, call me when you go to lunch, and so I called him, and he could hardly, his voice was shaking, and I thought something tragic had happened, and instead it was something wonderful that had happened. And you never imagined.
Yeah.
You think after 5 years, she's still being remembered. And you just think about all these kids that are going to walk through this school and know that this little girl did something, and for them to think, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be even healthy to make a difference in your community or in your school or in the world, anything. And so hopefully that's part of her legacy, is continuing on to be bold and make a difference.
And so many young kids will know her name. It is such a beautiful story and a lovely legacy. Scott, Sandy, and Jenna, it's lovely to meet both of you, and thank you so much for coming on to share the story.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Can't wait for that school to open. You know we're going to be there as well.
Awesome. Hope so. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have a link to the Alyssa Ferguson World Changers Fund in the Scene on Houston Life section of our website. That's her mission there. That's HoustonLife.tv. When we come back, we're going to talk about some fashion, and that's green shoes, all shades, really having a moment now. We're showing you 3 different looks to help you stay on trend. And if you're thinking about some great family fun, Disney on Ice is back in Houston, and Lauren Kelly is there live having some fun behind the scenes. We look like makeup, costumes. Love it, girl. That and so much more when Houston Life returns. Okay, here's an easy fashion trend to try that's fun, but not too risky. Green shoes. They're really stepping out all over the runways and around town. Fashion blogger Rain Williams of Styles of Houston hit the streets to share 3 different ways that you can step out in style with this fashion trend.
Hello, Houston Life. Today, I'll be talking about a 2022 fashion trend. That fashion trend is green shoes. I went out and recorded 3 models who styled green shoe outfits in order to show everyone different ways to try this trend. Let's get right into it. For our first look, we have Leanna Ben, underwriter's assistant for Berkeley Oil and Gas, going with a classic, those green Converse shoes. They are timeless. Men, women, kids of all ages can style this shoe. And Leanna, I love this outfit. It's giving me a Luigi feel, and we all love Luigi. I love how she paired the green shoes with the green purse, green undershirt, and then completed it with the white overalls. This is a fun, casual look for brunch with friends or hanging out with family. For our next look, we have Mary Williams, fashion blogger and model, with the green heels from Just Fab. With a price range of $10 to $30, affordable and stylish at the same time, you can't beat that. And I love how Mary is showing us that with this green shoe trend, you don't have to be wearing green in your outfit to pull this off. Look how she has the blue sweater and then finishes it with a black skirt. Mary, this outfit is amazing and it's perfect for date night or a girls' night out. And for our last look, we have Alyssa Camarillo, fashion blogger and model, and she's showing us with this green shoe trend that it can work with more subtle shades of green, like those olive Nike sneakers. I love those sneakers, and I love how she went with a neutral palette for the rest of her outfit to complement the lighter sneakers. I mean, this outfit is amazing for running errands or working from home because you'll be stylish and comfortable at the same time. And there you have it. These are just a few ways to try this trend, but don't be afraid to go out and make it your own. Thank you so much for having me, Houston Life.
You are so welcome. We've shared links to similar styles for all 3 looks on our website. And the best part, they're all under $50. Have fun wearing that green. Well, from fashion to family fun, this year Disney on Ice is celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's so much fun for the whole kids, really the whole family. And this weekend it returns to Houston. It's Mickey, Minnie, and the rest of the gang, and our Lauren Kelly is joining us live from NRG. Hi, Lauren. I know you love this time of year too.
You know, Courtney, eventually it's going to be Mickey, Minnie, the rest of the gang, and Lauren Kelly, because I'm just going to get a job with these guys. Disney on Ice is one of my absolute favorite events that comes to Houston every year. I think it comes to town about the same time, and it's the perfect weekend to take your family out to this event. It's back at NRG, and we're in the stadium, and they're putting the final magical touches on the ice, so that's why we're behind the scenes, and we're taking a look behind the curtain. You might recognize some of these very familiar props from some of your favorite Disney movies, and here to talk some about them and about the costumes behind us are some of the performers on the show. This is Rachel and Matt. Now, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody which roles you play?
So we portray the roles of Ariel and Prince Eric.
Ariel and Prince Eric, you guys! Okay, so how long have you been with Disney on Ice?
For about 5 years.
And not only do you figure skate, I want people to know you guys do a lot of stunts for this show too.
Yeah, we do. We do a lot of different acrobatic acts, and we're actually a pair team, so we can be seen throughout the show doing lifts.
Now let's talk about some of these costumes, because it's one thing when you can do it on the floor and you're in workout clothes, but let's move over here to some of these costumes and let's see which numbers they're from. Matt, can you tell us? I held up this one. I know it might be familiar for some people. What is that one from?
So that's from our ice harvester number. We have a number of ice harvesters that come out with Kristoff.
With Frozen, right?
Exactly.
Okay, and I thought that this one was a Prince, but this is not. This has cutlery on it. That's from where?
That's from the Be Our Guest number, so that'll be one of the utensils.
I should have gotten the hint with the fork and the spoon. I just went right over my head. And this beautiful one right here, I know that you guys will remember.
That is from Coco, so
Okay.
that's one of the skeletons.
Now, can we please get like a little bit of a preview of what you guys do on the ice? Can you show us one of your lifts?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way just so I can see. This is what y'all can expect when you come see the show. Look at that. They make it look so easy. She looks just as light in his arms on the floor as she does on the ice. You guys, thank you so much. We can't wait to see it. The opening show is tonight, right here at NRG Stadium. Coming up, we're going to speak with somebody who's actually from Texas, and she's going to show us how to use the hoverboard on the ice. So throwing it back to you guys in Studio B now, Courtney.
All right, Lauren, thanks so much. Can't wait for that. And I love seeing all of those costumes and tricks as well. We'll see in just a little bit. Still to come, husband and wife musical duo Johnny Swim are talking life and music after their fixer-upper fame. And Joe Sam is standing by with a look at how 2 local chefs are creating truly works of art in the kitchen. Hey, Joe.
That's right, Courtney. They are really, really beautiful works of art. Coming up, the 2 chefs behind Houston's culinary canvas find out how they're merging food and art to create an unforgettable experience.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Houston Live. Courtney and Joe is here filling in for Derek on the couch. And gosh, it's Friday Eve.
Yeah, Friday Eve for you, Friday for me.
That's right.
Because I'm heading back to Louisiana.
I'm going to go get your eat on,
Easter.
huh?
Ooh, I'm ready for it, Courtney. And we're having so much fun. We're going to keep on having fun with some more of those responses from everybody from our question of the day. Earlier, we asked if you had to pick one dish to represent Houston, what would it be and why? We have those comments coming in. Michelle writes in, ooh, one of my favorite places, Nympha's Food, because it's been around the Houston area for as long as I can remember. Their tortillas are so fresh and good.
I just transferred myself over there. I was there for a minute.
You were having a moment.
I was. Rick writes in, anything barbecue. He's with you, Joe. We have some of the best barbecue in the country right here in Houston. We agree.
And Cheryl, oh look, she just put a picture up there. Whataburger.
You don't need anything else. No other explanation.
Just Whataburger. That was one of the first places everybody told me to come here.
Yeah.
When I got to Houston, they were like, you have to go to Whataburger and get you a double jalapeno cheeseburger.
And now that you have,
I love it.
right?
I want
Nothing
another
like
one.
it.
I want
Don't
one
even
right
talk
now.
to me about the other in, out, backwards, forwards,
Right.
whatever that is. I don't want it. I want a Whataburger.
I want a Whataburger.
Exactly. My kids do too. Let's check in with Keith, Christine, and Frank for a look at what's coming up at 4. Guys, you with me on the Whataburger, right?
Yes, you said backwards, forwards, whatever that place is called.
Whatever.
I love it.
I feel like I know what you're going to say. Because there's 5 B's in Texas. If you're going to move to Texas, you're going to love it. You got to love the 5 B's, and 2 of them, brisket and bluebell.
Yeah, brisket, bluebell, yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, that's all Texas right there, and in Houston, yeah, for sure. Brisket, I think, Tex-Mex, obviously, you have to go with that.
Well,
my favorite spot is Papacito's.
If you go out of state, you can't get chips and salsa.
No, nowhere.
You can't get them refilled for free. That's
for sure.
No, and don't even ask them for queso because they think you're smiling for a photo. They have no idea what's going on.
Refills on big iced teas. That's Texas.
Oh my God,
y'all making me hungry.
I know. So good to live in Texas.
Well, it is.
I know.
I mean,
for many reasons.
Some chips and salsa on the patio with a little beverage. That would be nice to do today, Frank.
Guacamole. I know. I'd never had a Frito pie until I met a Texan. I hadn't.
I've never met a Frito pie I didn't like.
Well, right. I know. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? But those are delicious too. Oh gosh, there's so much good food. And the weather here is beautiful. So there you go. Look at this. Nice blue skies. Humidity. What humidity? It's about 21% out there. Temperatures 82, 84 in Sugar Land, 78 down in Galveston with rip current risks down there. So be aware if you're headed down there for the holiday weekend. In the meantime, the Space Cowboys tonight. Thirsty Thursday. $2 beer and sodas. 78, 74, 72, 68. I tell you, it couldn't be a better night for baseball. So whatever you have planned, make the most of it. These winds are going to start turning on us a little bit tomorrow. So we start to see a little chance for a shower as we move into Friday. It's only at 20%, so it's not going to ruin anybody's plans. It's just, I think the model may be picking up more on humidity than anything else. Slight chances into Saturday and again on Sunday. So I'll go over this in detail at 4 o'clock. Passover begins tomorrow. So does Good Friday, as you know, 82 and partly cloudy skies with just that 20% chance for a shower. So happy Passover to all of you there. And then Easter weekend, looking pretty good. Easter day itself is going to be pretty spectacular. 88, it's going to be just a slight chance for a shower. 88 on Saturday, 82 on Friday, but all the way through, we have a pretty nice looking weekend.
Yeah.
Excellent in many.
Excellent.
Okay, let's hop to it. Thanks, Frank.
All right, here's what else is coming up on our newscast at 4 o'clock today. Gridlock at the border. Governor Greg Abbott has asked DPS to conduct secondary searches of commercial trucks coming into Texas. That's creating a huge backlog of trucks at the border, raising concerns about supply chain issues. Things like produce and parts for cars could be in short supply. If this does in fact continue, our Devin Clark is live at one of those border crossings, and we'll have a live update on the situation there.
Plus, a chase that started in North Houston goes all the way down to Brazoria County, where the suspect on a motorcycle has now gone into hiding. We are on the ground with the latest on the search for him and what sparked that pursuit.
And a 6-year-old girl is being called a hero today. What she was able to do that ended up saving her mother's life. This is a good story, guys. So we have a lot coming up today at 4 o'clock.
Oh, I love those stories. Okay, guys, we will see you then. Thanks so much. All right, speaking on the food thing here, I know we've got to, right? We all know the food scene in Houston is top tier, and now you'll be able to enjoy it in a more realistic way.
Absolutely. Now, I headed to the Museum of Fine Arts to learn more about culinary canvas. This is great, everybody. Throughout the year, both Le Jardiniere and Cafe Leonelli will offer special creations that coincide with the museum's exhibits. This is going to be beautiful. Now, I spoke with 2 chefs creating beautiful plates of art inspired by one of their favorite artists. Art is used as a form of expression, that of which can be seen through clothing, music, dance, paintings, and even food.
It has to be eye-popping. That's the first impression that you're gonna have, and if you start enjoying it with your eyes, I'm pretty sure you can enjoy it else while you eat it. Eating masterpieces is what chefs Felipe and Tiffany with Le Jardiniere are providing to people as an experience.
It's a good way for them to see that there is art in food, and I feel like that's what we should all see food as, food with art.
And so the culinary canvas was created, where they've crafted beautiful pieces of art displayed on a plate in connection to the works of MC Escher, a Dutch artist known for what he calls mental images.
It's really a combination. For example, with MC Escher, we play with the colors a lot of the dishes, so it's a lot of black and white. So it just depends on the artist. Like if it's gonna be something very colorful, we'll find ingredients that represent that resemble that. We have to go into the mind of the artist to really represent what they're trying to do, but also put it into a plate that is gonna be edible.
From the striking brushes of color to the unique building structures, these chefs are merging industries to create a whole new art form.
Why not put photography and food together? So I feel like every year there's always something new that everyone must see.
And after it's seen, both chefs promise that it will not only trigger emotion, but also your taste buds.
A motto that I always go for is we're not just feeding people, but we're feeding their souls with our food. It's something in me that really makes me passionate about this industry, like being able to provide somebody with experience of hospitality, and that is going to be memorable for them in the years to come.
Oh, it was so delicious. Now, each time an exhibit changes out at the museum, a new dish will be created by many chefs that are there at each one of those restaurants. It started last month and goes throughout the year. Now, to learn more about the Culinary Canvas and how you can take part, I'll have a link on our website, HoustonLife.tv. Oh, I'm ready to go back.
Yeah, I mean, talk about impressive, not only, you know, to cook the food, but then to kind of mimic the exhibit that is there. And MC Escher, I mean, that is such a beautiful display.
Yes, virtual reality is happening right now, so that's where they're mimicking a lot of those dishes from. And it was so beautiful when they put that on the plate. I just wanted to freeze it and just go back and just put it in my own little gallery.
Yeah.
I didn't want to eat it.
Almost too good to eat,
but
right?
It was not that good because I ate it.
It was so good, right? All right, Joe, thanks so much. That was really cool. Do appreciate it. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly now, who's sharing a magical peek inside the Disney on Ice this afternoon. Oh, hi, Lauren. Did you get a new hairdo?
You guys, do you like my new hairdo? I just got it done for today. I'm so excited for Disney on Ice. This is so heavy, and I will tell you which costume this number is from when we return. Also, we're going to go through more of the props and see how they do some of the stunts on the ice here at Disney on Ice. That's when Houston Life returns. This is so heavy. I know it's no surprise to find me at a Disney event. Well, it's right here in Houston, Texas. It's the 40th anniversary of Disney on Ice. This is for Mickey's Search Party. It's going to be here at NRG Stadium all weekend long. You guys know it's a phenomenal show, and we've been showing you all of the behind-the-scenes action as they put the final finishing magical touches on the ice. That's right behind us today. They're going to get ready for showtime, which is 7:30 tonight. We've shown you the umbrella from Under the Sea. We've shown you some costumes from Frozen. We've showed you from Beauty and the Beast and from Coco and so much more. The hat that I just had on, by the way, which was very heavy, was also from Under the Sea. But a very special person we're going to talk to today. She is from Texas in our very own backyard, Jamie Hathaway. She has one of the most important roles in the show. She is on the hoverboard. Now, here's the thing, Jamie. When people realize, yes, you're on a hoverboard, it can be as easy as that, but you're on a hoverboard on the ice.
Yes, I am on the ice with this typically. This one is made for the ground though. There are no spikes. The spikes go in the tires and grab onto the ice so that we don't slip, fall, etc.
So let me ask you this. When training for a hoverboard on the ice, you have to go out there in full knee pads, like kind of shoulder pads, things like that?
Everyone is required to wear a hat and gloves so that we are protected, because in the show, when we are doing the choreography, there's actually a moment where we put our hands on this, pick our foot up and do some spins. But whenever you do that and there's ice and spikes really close to your hand, it's a little dangerous. So our precautions are gloves, helmet.
So let's talk a little bit about the show. What's so great about the show is it's not just figure skating. Of course, you're going to see some beautiful spins and jumps and all those things, but the stunts. Aside from the hoverboard, what else can guests expect to see?
Well, with the hoverboard, actually, we have sway poles. They are in our Coco segment, and our sway pole artist comes out on a hoverboard as a skeleton. They glide across the ice. They climb this 20-foot pole, about 15 feet actually, not 20, and I can't tell you the rest.
And it's magical. It's magical. It doesn't sound dangerous at all. But you also have people doing backflips on the ice, and you have people warming up now to kind of get ready for the show this evening.
Yes, we have our acrobats are actually featured in the Toy Story segment. We have some toy soldiers that do some Chinese pole for us. We also have acrobats doing tumbling on the ice during opening and our Friend Like Me segment as well.
I love the fact that you were in the segment with us last year and you came just down from College Station. You just got in your car and drove down, right?
Yes. No. Actually, I did get to go home and visit my family this time. Last time we were trying to keep the bubble closed because everyone being healthy and safe, I didn't have the opportunity, but
we can't wait to see you in the show this weekend. Thank you again for chatting with us. Best of luck. We know you're going to rock it out there on the hoverboard. Yeah, girl, just go ahead and spin and watch the costume thing. We don't want you to hit that. Well, I don't want to be in charge of you accidentally doing something before the show. More info on Disney on Ice tickets at HoustonLife.tv. You guys, this is the event of the weekend. Courtney, I'm going to toss it back to you, and I'm going to go take a little peek at the ice as it's
I love that. Lauren, thanks so much. It's so cool to see all the behind-the-scenes stuff and, of course, that Texas connection. Thanks so much. Well, coming up, they are one of the stars of Chip and Joanna Gaines's Magnolia Network musical duo Johnny Swim. Well, they're going to join us live for a quick chat on life on the road. You know, all the boring stuff, right? Kids, music. Can't wait to catch up with them ahead of their show here in Houston next week. Houston Life will be right back.
Sorry, my volume was...
Oh, that is a clip from Desmond's song, sung by husband and wife duo Johnny Swim, the singer-songwriters who have been charming audiences with their soulful tunes and honest portrayal of family life on their shows on the Magnolia Network. And they are heading to Houston to support their new album, and they're joining us now live via Zoom with details. Amanda Ramirez and Abner, it's great to see you. Welcome to Houston Live.
Oh, we're so happy to be here. Thank you for having us. And by the way, we're in one room, just the wall is awkwardly placed. We're in a very fancy, cheap hotel room.
I love it. I love it. This is tour life, right? We are so glad that you guys are joining us today. And I know that we're going to tell everybody about your show coming up in Houston on Monday. But let's talk about, I mean, you guys are a mix truly of indie and folk and blues. I'm just going to call y'all hot because that's what, I mean, your music is just like, it sets the tone, y'all. I mean, you two are just like the dynamic duo.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well,
we don't feel like it, but we'll take that.
Let's just say I'm going to record that and play it for myself every morning because it'll boost my confidence.
Exactly.
It'll make my job better.
Listen, I don't think you need that. You guys have garnered more than 500 million streams worldwide. You met in Nashville. You started writing music together. It's like the relationship blossomed. The music got bigger and better. You got married. The kids came along. I mean, it sounds like an easy road, what I'm describing here.
You know what? I will say, I mean, I don't know about easy, but my mom said something to me when we first started dating and touring, and I was embarrassed for my parents to come to a show because I was like, nobody's going to show up. Like, nobody knows who we are. Like, you're going to come and it's going to be like us basically playing a show for you. And I'd rather play for like one stranger than play for one stranger and my parents, you know? And my mom just said, no. I wouldn't miss this for anything. These are the good old days. And we've kind of taken that with us. And every step of our journey, we always look at each other and say, these are the good old days, to help us remember to appreciate where we are, because each step has been awesome. Like, we've loved every step. There's been hard times. There's been amazing times. There's been boring times, and we wouldn't trade any of it.
It is so cool. Okay, I know you're talking about mom. We've got a picture of you and your mom, and I think we need to show it because your mom isn't a regular mom. She's a cool mom.
She's a cool mom.
She's a cool mom.
Yeah, I am. Nobody brushed my hair. Nobody still brushes my hair.
Miss Donna Summer. So that must have been pretty cool. No wonder you're musically inclined here with mom there. I mean, that is just such a cool thing. And I love that you kind of have to dig deep to find that storyline for you, Amanda. You don't really put it out there. I mean, it is, of course, on your Instagram and different things, but it's not part of the headline. It really is about your music together.
Yeah, you know, we tried to do that.
That was by design, for sure. Certainly by design. We didn't want the intro to our first shows to be Donna Summer's daughter and her boyfriend. Right. Ramirez trying to make music as well. Let's go for it. We felt like the best way we could honor her is not to use her name for our advantage.
Yeah.
But to show that the things she's instilled in her and the courage and encouragement they've given her and her husband, Bruce, Amanda's dad. Yeah.
have given us that it counted and it mattered and it's valuable, and that we could stand on our own 4 feet together based on what they've handed us. And it's great when people find it out later.
Right. It's so cool. And I also love the story, too, that y'all are really close with Chip and Joanna Gaines. And talk about that connection, because your music, your song is the theme song for them, for their opening.
Good old Fixer Upper, man.
It was cool because how we met them, it was just one of those like deep connections. Honestly, it was when Fixer Upper was just starting. They were in their first season. We had no idea who they were, but his mother loved their show. His mother had seen a few episodes. She was like, I love this show.
She sat us down. We came home. My mom lives in Jacksonville, Florida. We got home to Jacksonville. We were playing a show or something, and she literally pulled Amanda into the living room and sat her down, which I followed, and she played Fixer Upper.
You're
for
gonna
us.
love this show. You have to see the show. And as we were watching it, we were like, wait a second. I remember somebody saying something to us about them wanting to use music or something, and she was like, whatever they want, give them whatever they want.
We used to have a hard no reality TV clause for our music, and now we have not just music in our reality TV, but we have reality TV show.
Yeah.
Because mom was so into this show and into this couple, we decided to forego our no reality TV rule, and it changed our life. So we're really grateful for mom having the wisdom.
But the cool thing was that they were like, well, we want to use the song, but we would love to get on the phone and just have a call. And we were like, yeah, of course, sounds great. So we're driving around LA. They call us. And immediately it was like, oh, these are our people. And we talked a lot about marriage and family and working with your spouse and doing things that are kind of out of the ordinary, but following your passions and taking the people that you love along the ride with you. And so we immediately bonded with them after that phone call. And then we flew down and started hanging out shortly thereafter. And now they've taken us along their ride with them, which we're so grateful for.
They've been a great example for us of the saying, the old adage that a rising tide lifts all boats. Because certainly their tide has swelled into the harbor, and we are lucky enough to have been another boat alongside them, rising as well.
It is so cool. I mean, I don't know y'all, but I feel like I do, and the 4 of you kind of like seem like you're supposed to be besties and together, so it's kind of a cool thing. Let's talk about the Johnny Swim show on Discovery Plus, because I have to tell you, you guys crack me up. I mean, when you watch the trailer for this, Amanda, you're talking like, I'm wearing maternity tights, somebody called the cops, I'm supposed to be live streaming, and world is just kind of like coming apart because you guys were doing this all in the pandemic, and I mean, I'm feeling it for you.
Yeah, it was a wild ride, but yeah, we were doing everything out of our home, and we were filming. We had kind of our friends filming with us, and we had all these like robotic cameras around, and so it went from being like, oh yeah, they're gonna follow us on tour, we're gonna show tour life, to like, so what are you guys gonna do now? And we're like, we don't know. So they're like, great, we'll put the cameras in the house.
And because it's Chip and Joe, they really trusted us to not try to script anything. Typically, a lot of reality TV shows are reality light. They're like reality-ish shows. And Chip and Joanna were very eager to make a very honest show. One of the things we're proud of in our music is that we try to write honest songs, give you an honest performance, and hopefully you can see in our performances that our desire isn't just to entertain you, but to hopefully give you something you can take back home with you. And they embraced that in making the TV show with us, and didn't script anything. It's real life. It's the good, the bad, the ugly,
the boring,
the boring, the mundane, and all the life that often is in that mundaneness.
Yeah, but it works because it's just the craziness of everyday family life, and then you add in sort of like the musician side of it. It's crazy. I love it. We're tight for time, but congratulations on your self-titled new album. This is your 4th full-length album, and you got the big show coming up here on Monday night at White Oak Music Hall. We can't wait to see you guys coming up on April 18th. Tickets are available. Johnny Swim, Abner, and Amanda, thanks so much for the conversation today, guys.
Oh my
you guys are amazing.
Great to chat. Thanks
You're
for
amazing. Thank you for having us.
You're amazing. I'm going to play that message back over for me when I'm down and I need it. Great to see you guys. Safe travels to Houston, and when you're back in town, let's do it all again in person in studio.
In person, I like that.
All right. Safe travels. We'll see you soon. For a link to grab those show tickets, head over to the Scene on Houston Life section of our website. A reminder that the first 2 seasons of Magnolia Network's original series, The Johnny Swim Show, are now streaming on Discovery Plus and the Magnolia app. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. After the break, a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show, including some new music from a Houston favorite, The Suffers. And as we head to break, let's check in with Kevin Frazier for a look at what's coming up on Entertainment Tonight. Hi, Kevin.
Courtney, tonight on ET, the latest details from the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard defamation trial, the celebrities now who are choosing sides. Plus, we have the famous face taking on family drama in daytime. You don't want to miss it. That's tonight at 6:30 right here on KPRC2. But stay right there because Houston Life, it'll be right back.
Tomorrow on Houston Life, ahead of Easter, I sit down with Cardinal DiNardo, the Archbishop of Galveston, Houston, for an exclusive interview. Of course, this is Holy Week.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And Houston-based supergroup The Suffers are back with new music and will join us for a live performance of their powerful new song, How Do We Heal?
Oh, it'll be good to catch up with Cam and the rest of the group there. Joe, it was so much fun to have you today.
And I want everybody to go on Courtney's Instagram. We posted our matching prom photos.
We did our photo, and there were some flowers involved too.
Yes.
It was a good one. Well, it was so fun. I know you're getting ready to go to Louisiana. You got your eating pants ready?
I'm ready. Going to get my big stretchy pants ready to go.
Perfect. Can you bring home some doggy bags?
I will.
Perfect. I'm going to remind you of that on Monday. It was great to see you. Safe travels. Happy Easter. And thanks again for getting the green memo today. It was perfect.
Easter to you too.
We're going to send it over to Keith and Christine for the news at 4. Hi, guys.
Hey there. Yeah, stretchy pants because we don't want to pop any buttons.
No, we just want to keep eating.
Doggy bags for us too, please, Joe, okay?
I'm already eating for you guys now. I'll bring back a bag.